Hey guys, we are back with some more New York Islanders franchise mode, and in this one we are finally in the playoffs, and we are against the Columbus Blue Jackets in the first round. We are currently 51, 24, and 7 on the season. Last 10, 9, 1, and 0, and the Columbus Blue Jackets are 43, 33, and 6 on the season, and their last 10, they're 8, 1, and 1. So both teams coming into the playoffs hot, but we are slightly hotter than the Columbus Blue Jackets. As we take a look at our lines, we did get Anthony Beauvillier back in there, back from injury. So our current lines are looking like Mueller, Barzal, Wallstrom, and then Streit, Beauvillier, and Ho-Sang. And then Lee, Commodore, and Ragnarsson. And then Marleau, Eakin, and Dzingel. And then on defense, we have Shea, Pulock, Scandella, Dobson, and Muzzin, and Durat, who is now an 84 overall, so he is looking good. And then goaltenders, you have Gibson and Kincaid. I'm not afraid to play Kincaid if I have to. If Gibson starts to, not do well, but we're hoping that he does well, obviously. So, Scratcher, Cizikas, Williams, and Soderstrom, in case we need them. And there you go. There are the lines for your New York Islanders. Let's check out the lines for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, view lines, and let us go over to Columbus. Alright, so they have Gabriel Landeskog, Alexander Wenberg, and Cam Atkinson. So that's a pretty good first line. Wenberg is a 90 overall, for sure. Landeskog, I'd imagine he's around 85, 86. Atkinson is probably 84, I'm going to say. So that's a pretty good first line. Second line, you got Marcus Johansson, Pierre-Luc Dubois, and Oliver Bjorkstrand. So that looks like a pretty decent second line as well. I know Marcus Johansson's probably like 83. Dubois looks like he could be something impressive there. I mean, he's getting 50, 60-point seasons, so I would imagine he's at least an 86, yeah. And then Bjorkstrand, let's see his stats for this season. Yeah, he is probably around the same. So that's a good second line right there. Third line, Matt Nieto, Derek Stepan, and Josh Anderson. That's a pretty good third line, especially with the Stepan there. And then fourth line, Boone Jenner, Mark Jankowski, and Alex Steen. Pretty good forward lineup. Very, very deep, especially at center with Wenberg, Dubois, and Stepan. And then on defense, you have Zach Werenski and Seth Jones. Very good defensive pair. Ryan Murray and Jacob Trouba, very good defensive pair, and Nudivara and McQuaid. So their top four really, really destroys our defensive core. And then forward-wise, I don't know. I mean, we've got Barzal, but I don't know. I'm not going to make any expert analysis here because we all know what happens when I do that. But then in goal, they have Sergei Bobrovsky and Vianney Vavalainen. And then scratched are Jason Demers, Joe Thornton, and Matthew Robertson. So I'm not going to, again, say anything about this. So let's just go into it. Let's go in with the mindset that this is anybody's series. Even though this is our first playoffs for the entire GM mode, this is still anybody's series. It's 0-0. Even if we fall down 1-0, or if we go up 1-0, we have to still pretend like it's 0-0 because that's when all my teams, for some reason, play their best. And understandably so. So, let's get into it. Game number 1 in New York. First period. 3 goals by the Columbus Blue Jackets. Bjorkstrand, Stepan, and Dubois. Andreas Mueller with his first playoff goal from the circle. But the Blue Jackets will take an early 3-1 lead in the first period. Second period, that will be another goal by Pierre-Luc Dubois on Gibson. So 4-1 lead for Columbus. It's not looking good for your New York Islanders in game number 1. But let's hope we can at least have some fight here in the third period. Huh? Maybe get an early goal here by Mueller, or yeah, all right, or Patrick Marleau, the veteran, coming through in the clutch on the fourth line on Sergei Bobrovsky. Okay. He's showing some veteran leadership there to our young guys, but Zach Werenski on Gibson from the point, and but Anders Lee, but then Mark Jankowski with the empty netter. So that was a little bit of a back and forth third period right there. Good showing, somewhat. You know, we showed a little bit of fight there in the third period, but ultimately the Columbus Blue Jackets just got off to way too good of a start in the first period to be able to come back from that. So Let's try to have a much better showing in game number 2, especially in the first period. But I did like what I saw there in the third period of game number 1. So let's hope we can continue whatever we had going there as far as, you know, fight and bring that over to game number 2. So let's do that right now. Get into game number 2. First period, still in New York. Let's go. All right, 1-1. I'll take it. Venberg and then Barzal, the first line center on both teams. And Barzal, that is a very sharp angle that you scored there from, buddy. So, and then Wenberg from the circle. Second period, there you go. That is what I like to see, New York. Pulock, Mueller, and Wahlstrom. Mueller off to a hot start with 2 goals in 2 games of the playoffs. A goal from the point. Must have been a slap shot on Bobrovsky. And third period, we're up by 3 goals. Come on, boys. Do not let this... show some fight like you did in the last third period, except defensively. So don't let in any goals here. And maybe score 1 more. Get that killer instinct, you know? They have a power play, but nice kill, boys. Nice kill. That's what I like to see. Less than 5 minutes remaining. Marcus Johansson scores for Columbus with 4 minutes remaining, but it will not be enough. And the Islanders take this one 4-2. 3 stars of the game are Mueller, Gibson, and Barzal. All right. Nope, did not want to go back to that. Continue. All right. I thought the selected box would still be on the 3 stars, so that's why I kind of moved over a little bit and then it moved back to the 3 stars. But anyway, getting into game number 3 here. Tied 1-1. So this is still very much a series. I mean, Mueller with 4 points in his first playoff series in only 2 games. So keep it up, Andreas Mueller. He is going to be a stud someday, and he already is. He already is, but I mean, he's going to be even more of a stud, is what I meant. So, game number 3, and is that, yep, that is a goal on the first shot of the game for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Gabriel Landeskog from the point on John Gibson. That is unfortunate. First period. All right, there you go. Goal by Oliver Wahlstrom on Sergei Bobrovsky, also from the point on the opposite side from where Landeskog scored for the Columbus Blue Jackets. So, second period. All right, we're keeping it fair. Pascal Duret with his first playoff goal from the point as well. And then Landeskog with his second of the game from the boards. So here we go. Third period. Shots are 23-19 in favor of the New York Islanders. So let's get something going here in the third period. Let's replicate what we did in game number 3 in terms of in game number 1, excuse me, of the third period. So in terms of scoring goals, and then let's not let in any goals. That sounds simple enough, huh? 3 minutes remaining. Are we going to overtime? Yes, we are. So, should I go into this one? Yeah, I'm going to go into it. Here we go. Commentary overtime in the playoffs against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Let's go. All right, here we go. Game number 3, overtime against the Columbus Blue Jackets in Columbus. Here we go. Pulock takes that. And what is up with this camera angle? Is this, hold on. Is this true broadcast? It seems like it's really far out. Let's see. Settings. Audio visual. Yeah, that's true broadcast. So what is, what's different about this one? Because it just seems really far out compared to usual. Like, yeah, it just seems really zoomed out. Anyway, Mueller in the corner. Circling back to the point. But Landeskog intercepts that pass. And there's going to be a penalty on the Columbus Blue Jackets. Werenski is going to the box. We have an opportunity to close this game out and take a 2-1 series lead here, boys. So let's get it going on the power play now. Beauvillier, Barzal, and Mueller. I didn't want Beauvillier in the power play. Alright, gonna have to fix that. Unless we win this game, then, you know, I'll leave it be. Anyway, centered in front, and then that is a good shot by the captain, Matt Barzal. As Mueller shoots that wider than that. Jones tries to clear it, but cannot. Beauvillier, over to Mueller. Over to Barzal. Shea, down low for Beauvillier, who gets it to Pulock on the point, but Jenner intercepts a pass and gets it to Jankowski, who clears. Beauvillier will go back to get that as Shea takes it up for the New York Islanders, gets it up to Barzal, who enters the zone. Shea gets it over to Barzal in the corner, and Barzal right in front as Jankowski clears that up, and that is a Blue Jacket giving chase. Nieto going deep in the zone, and Barzal will take that and get it to Mueller. Mueller goes into the zone for the New York Islanders, loses it, and Columbus will clear with 1:07 remaining on the power play. And that is an odd glitch right there. The bar that is supposed to be underlaying the power play timer is not there. As Shea gets that over to Mueller, and they play catch a little bit as Pulik takes that over to Mueller, and Barzal passes it around the boards when he could have taken that shot close to the net, as that puck takes an odd bounce as Gibson goes out of his net to get it, but it will be taken by a skater as Strite gets knocked into the boards, and it is cleared by Columbus. Columbus doing a very good job here on the penalty kill. New York cannot seem to get anything going as Wahlstrom goes into the zone, gets it to Lee, who finds Strite. Strite down below the net and tried to get it to, that was Wahlstrom, but could not. And now Dobson has it in front for, not sure who that is, I believe that is Strite, as he sticks with Jones, and good effort defensively to keep the puck in the New York Islanders offensive zone, as Jones has that puck, and Bobrovsky has to reach back with no Islanders out front, so not quite a dangerous situation there, but still pretty nerve-wracking for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Murray gets that up to Jenner. No power play left, and we are back to 5-on-5. Jones takes that in for Columbus. Gets it over to Bjorkstrand. Centers, and what a shot by Marcus Johansson, I believe that was. And what a save by John Gibson to keep the New York Islanders in this one. And top 10 in penalty minutes. Pascal Duret with a fight, I'm guessing, with 5 minutes. And then, I believe that was, did I see Mike Commodore there? Fourth line out there now, Marleau, Eakin, and Dzingel against Johansson, Dubois, and Bjorkstrand. So, face-off won by Commodore, or no, not Commodore, Eakin. Shot that went off the post. Johansson retains it down low for Columbus. McQuaid for Johansson, over to Nudavara, down low for Dubois. Dubois looking for space, finds Nudavara on the point, who finds Johansson. A nice shot by, I believe, Dubois that was, but blocked in front, and Dzingel will take that up for New York. Dzingel looking for space, dumps it down low, smart option. Johansson gets it down low for Columbus, and Nudavara will break it out. Up to Wenberg, back for McQuaid. McQuaid will take it in. McQuaid looking at his options, decides to dump in, but Pulik intercepts that as Marleau takes it up for New York. Marleau cuts and dumps. Nudavara will get that and gets it for Landeskog, who will break it out for Columbus. Columbus into the zone, and Atkinson with the shot. Great save by John Gibson as Atkinson will get that back for Landeskog. Landeskog tripped, and there will be a Columbus power play here on a trip by Ryan Pulik, who goes to the box for the New York Islanders with 7:17 remaining in overtime. And yeah, that is, can't do that, Ryan Pulik. Yikes. Lee and Eakin out there now against Dubois, Wenberg, and Landeskog. Wenberg wins that faceoff back for Werenski, but intercepted by Lee, as Eakin will take that up and dumps in for the New York Islanders. As Werenski gets that back, he plays catch with Jones a little bit, and Wenberg gets that up to Landeskog. Landeskog over to Wenberg with the shot, flutters by, down behind the net. No one there, as Lee finally gets there for the New York Islanders and dumps out. And I believe that was Seth Jones who tried to reach for it, but could not, and it goes all the way back. Werenski gets it up to Wenberg. Wenberg takes it into the zone for the Columbus Blue Jackets, tries to get by Dobson, but cannot, defended well, and cleared by Dobson. Werenski back for Columbus, gets it up to Wenberg for Dubois, who gets absolutely leveled by, I believe, that would have been Scandella, as Dobson takes the shot and he scores! Noah Dobson with the game-winning goal in game number 3 for the New York Islanders, and we will take a 2-1 series lead over the Columbus Blue Jackets. Very nicely done, Noah Dobson. He takes that shot, he doesn't get it, but he gets the rebound, and what a play by Dobson, what a play by number 20 there to get the puck to Dobson in the center, and he takes a shot, doesn't get it, and then gets the rebound and puts it home for the Game 3 winner in Columbus. Very nicely done, Noah Dobson. Very nicely done, number 20. I'm not sure who that is. I think it's Cizikas, or no. Maybe Eakin. I don't know. Anyway, let's get back to the menu. All right, we're back in the menu, and my goodness, Andreas Mueller with 6 points in 3 games so far. He is on fire to start these playoffs. And we take the 2-1 series lead with that overtime winner off the stick of Noah Dobson. So we're getting into game number 4 now. Let's do it. First period, Cam Atkinson with the goal on John Gibson. Second period, goal by Christian Ragnarsson, his first playoff goal. And we are tied 1-1 going into the third period. What will happen here? Shots are almost even, 21-21, and Dzingel with the tiebreaker for the New York Islanders. And what a trade deadline. Well, my trade deadline, not the trade deadline, but, you know, before the trade deadline for us, it was the trades that we made for the trade deadline. And what an acquisition was Ryan Dzingel as he gets the game winner for us in game number 4. We are now up 3-1 in our first playoff series of this GM mode. And that feels good. 2-1 is the final score. Here we go, boys. All right, game number 5 at home. Let's look to close out these Columbus Blue Jackets. Come on now. Here we go. First period. There you go, boys. Wahlstrom and Dzingel. The acquisition earlier before the trade deadline comes through clutch once again to get the go-ahead goal. Well, not the go-ahead goal, but the insurance marker for the New York Islanders. Scores 2-0 with 14 shots to 9 after the first period. Second period, that is what I like to see. Streit with his first playoff goal and Wahlstrom with another goal. Man, Andreas Mueller's probably loving those assists right now. Pierre-Luc Dubois with the goal on Gibson, but it is 4-1 right now, and your New York Islanders will look to close out these Columbus Blue Jackets in convincing fashion. Let's go. Power play. Oh, come on, boys. You can't close them out. But we still have the 3-goal cushion. And Anders Lee with the dagger from the point. 5-1. And we look to wrap this thing up in New York. Make it past the Columbus Blue Jackets in round number 1. But not before a goal by Cam Atkinson for Columbus to make it interesting. But no, your New York Islanders will clear the Columbus Blue Jackets in 5 games. Very nicely done, boys. Convincing as well. And Mueller with 2 assists in this game. That is 8 points in 5 games for Andreas Mueller. Oh my. John Gibson, the second star of the game, and Wahlstrom with the first star of the game. 2 goals. Very nice. That is exactly what I like to see out of these New York Islanders. Jeez, dude. Mueller. What a stud. Anyway, it appears that we are the only series to have wrapped up so far. Every other series is going to 6, it appears, besides the Detroit and Buffalo series. That is still going into game number 5. Same thing, actually, for Vegas and Arizona, and then Winnipeg and Dallas. And Pittsburgh and New Jersey. So, you know, there's still some game number 5s going on, but all that matters is that we are off to the second round. So let's check out the stats here. I mean, we know about Mueller. I mean, Mueller has been an absolute beast so far. Hopefully he can continue that. I mean, 8 points over the next highest, which is tied for third. Tied for 3 guys, actually, with Wahlstrom, Dzingel, and Barzal. I mean, great first round all around. Wahlstrom with 4 goals. Mueller with 6 assists and 8 points. Plus minus, let's see. Yeah, Mueller plus 7. I mean, guy's a beast. At, what, 19 years of age? Jeez. Muzzin plus 4. Wahlstrom plus 4. Barzal plus 4. Pulock, Dzingel, Dobson, and Ragnarsson plus 2. Lee Commodore. I was expecting someone else, but Lee and Commodore with plus 1. Scandella, Shea, Marlowe, Eakin, and Duret with even. And then Hosang, Beauvillier, and Streit minus 4. So that second line was brutal defensively, it looks like. But after a 5-game win, playoff win over the Columbus Blue Jackets, I don't feel like I really want to change anything. So we'll look out for that line defensively in the next series. But for right now, we're just going to keep everything else the same because everything else other than the second line defensively right now is working. So Wahlstrom, 22 shots in 5 games. What a beast. 18.2 shooting percentage for him as well. Let's see game winners. So a game winner for Dzingel, a game winner for Streit, a game winner for Dobson, and a game winner for Mueller. Power play goals. He had 2 power play goals the entire series. So I wonder what our power play percentage is then. Hopefully it's not too bad. Short-handed points. There was actually a short-handed goal. There are two short-handed goals. One by Dzingel and one by Dobson. And then hits. Durant with 14. He is looking to be a truck in these playoffs at 18 years of age. My goodness. Takeaways and giveaways. Berzel, Hosang, Shea. Shea actually had more takeaways than giveaways. Sheesh. Mueller wasn't great, but in terms of giveaways and takeaways, but I mean, hey, he was creating so much offense. Like, I can't complain about that. Lee, good. Dzingel, good. Very good, actually. Commodore, very good. Dobson, I mean, good for a defenseman. Durant, good for a defenseman. Marlowe, it's going to happen. Wallstrom, Eakin, they're all good. Strite, he was creating off, well, not really. So, I mean, I guess he was trying to create offense there, but didn't get much done. He, that second line defensively was a bit brutal, unfortunately, but hey, I can't complain. We got, you know, we got the 4-1 series win. And then goaltenders, let's see Gibson, 925 save percentage, very solid throughout the first round. So let's see, hope he can continue that into the second round and really throughout the playoffs. So that'll about do it for stats here. Let's check the team stats, because I am pretty interested in the power play. So let's see, goals for per game here. Let's see, where are we? We are 5th in the playoffs, so 3.04, or 3.40 rather. So good goals for per game over 5 games. And then goals against per game, we are, what is that? Is that 8th? Yeah, that's 8th in the playoffs, so middle of the pack, 2.6. That's decent. I mean, especially with our performance against Columbus. So let's see power play. I think we're kind of down there. Yeah, we're down there. 14.3% on 14 opportunities. Hopefully we can right that in the second round. But penalty kill, good news, was hot with an 86.7, only letting in 2 power play goals against. 2 short-handed goals for, so that's good. And yeah, looking good. Looking good so far. And then let's, well, actually, we're going to have to simulate to see our second round opponent anyway, so let's do that right now. I believe that's all there is left to do. So, advanced day, and let's, actually, you know what, is there a minor league team in the playoffs? It appears they are. Let's actually follow them for right now. So, a nice, solid Game 1 win against, I believe that's Springfield, for Bridgeport. I was about to say Bridgefield. Alright, game number 2 for Bridgeport against Springfield. That's 1-0 loss. Gonna have to keep a slight eye on the NHL here just so we know what's going on. Game number 3. And that will be a 2-1 overtime win for the Springfield, not the Bridgeport Sound Tigers. I'm getting very confused because whatever. We take the 2-1 series lead in the AHL, so that's good news there. And we are now facing my New Jersey Devils in the second round. So this should be interesting. This should be very interesting, especially for me, because I, for the first time in a while, will be forced to root against my team. But hey, if it means taking this team to the Stanley Cup, that's fine with me. So gotta put that hometown bias aside for right now. So let's see the lines of the New Jersey Devils. Let's get a preview of the next episode. JD, here we go. So, Taylor Hall, 89 overall. I know all about this guy. I think we all do. The reigning NHL MVP, 93 points last year, 39 goals, 54 assists. Last year in the real NHL, but still a beast in this simulation. 41 goals this past regular season, 79 points, plus 17. What a beast at 30 years of age. And then Nico Hischier, 88 overall with the 3 bars, so I'm guessing he's like 89, probably 90, maybe even. So let's take a look. Yeah, 73 points. Him and Hall are dynamite. Plus 25. And let's see his playoff stats. Has he had any yet? Yeah, he has. Well, obviously, he's played this year. But the Devils have actually made the playoffs every year so far in the simulation. So that's pretty impressive for them. 9 points that year. I believe that was year number 2. So that's good for him. And he's a beast. Anthony Duclair has gone to New Jersey. Oh my. So facing one of our former players here. And then second line, Jesper Bratt, Kyle Turris, and Kyle Palmieri. All right, so that's a very interesting second line. A young left winger there in Jesper Bratt. And it looks like Bratt, oh my. Bratt with 8 points for them. He's basically their Mueller, at least in terms of these playoffs. Oh my. Jesper Bratt. And then Kyle Turris as well. That's a very interesting acquisition for them. Kyle Palmieri, been a beast as usual, as of lately in the real NHL. But let's see his simulation. He's not too shabby. 31 goals this past regular season. And he's contributed a little bit in the playoffs so far as well. So, I mean, he's pretty impressive as well. Tomas Tatar, very interesting. Another interesting acquisition for them. He's looks like he's been on fire there. 5 points in 5 games played for them in the playoffs. Michael McLeod and Pavel Zacha. How's Zacha been doing? 3 assists as well for him. So all these guys looking very solid for New Jersey. Miles Wood, Blake Coleman, and Colton Sissons is the 4th line for New Jersey. So yeah, looks like a pretty tough task ahead. They have some depth at wing with Hall, Bratt, Tatar, Duclair, Palmieri, Zacha. Then the center as well with Heischer and Turris and McLeod and Coleman. Coleman's no slouch either. I mean, in the real NHL anyway, he is tenacious on the forecheck. So he's on that 4th line, and especially with Wood being one of the fastest, honestly, in my opinion, and probably is one of the fastest skaters in the NHL. I mean, that's going to be a tough 4th line to play against. Defensively, Will Butcher and Dougie Hamilton on New Jersey. So that looks like a pretty good offensive top pair there with Butcher. I know Butcher can score quite a bit. Yeah, he's got 42 points this past season in the simulation. And then in real life, he had 44 points in his rookie year. So that's no slouch, certainly on defense. And then Dougie Hamilton, I mean, 53 points, 50 assists. Nothing so far in the playoffs for him, but I'm sure that'll change. Adam Larson is back with New Jersey. So the trade is no longer 1-for-1, boys. It is 2-for-0. Adam Larson back with New Jersey. 13 points in 82 games and 4 assists in the playoffs so far. My boy Adam Larson back with the team that drafted him. Oh my. David Severson as well is with Adam Larson. And then Jonas Brodin as well, another acquisition for New Jersey with Sami Vatanen. So this is going to be a pretty tough team to play against. I can say that right now. This looks like a very good team. I mean, you may not know all the names, but I certainly do. At least in terms of the Devils that are still on this roster who were there from day one. Wood, Coleman, Zacha, Palmieri, Bratt, Hall, Heischer, Butcher, Severson, Vatanen, and then Larson to a degree. So let's see, goaltenders. Of course, they got Corey Schneider in there, age 36, 89 overall. He's been pretty solid so far, it looks like, for him and and Mackenzie Blackwood backing up. So, and then scratch, they have Trevor Van Riemsdyk, Mirko Mueller, and Steven Santini. So this looks like it's gonna be a tough team to play against. That's all I have to say about that. So with that, we'll end things off here. And the next one, we will face the New Jersey Devils in round number 2. See you guys then.